Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Vortex Mentor with Boyan. I'm the Boyan in question, and today I will talk about my own experiences at leaving my day job to follow my passion. A couple of things here. I do realize that these sort of videos tend to be, really eye-catching. People like to watch them because a lot of you are probably planning or at the very least daydream about quitting your day job and pursuing your passion, whatever it may be. With that in regard, be aware that I'm an Orthodox Christian and there is what I honestly believe to be a definite supernatural element to this story. So just for a heads up, Okay, so let me begin. I initially started in 2013. I started doing biblical illustrations, and I wanted, out of that, I wanted to illustrate the entire Bible on verse-to-verse basis. So I started drawing it. And for example, in 2015, Patreon opened, and I realized that maybe people could, donate money for my drawings. I could list them as patrons of these drawings. And who knows, maybe in time I could quit my day job. And if people see that illustrating the entire Bible in sort of this Orthodox Christian style, based on our Orthodox Christian iconography, is a worthwhile endeavor, who knows, maybe I'll be able to sustain myself off these donations, and I'll be able to create something, worthwhile out of my life. Let's put it this way. Even though this goes against my, again, very fervent belief that day jobs are perfectly fine. They're great. They're not useless. I mean, there are on occasion, but I think that human activity in itself is a beautiful thing, that us working is a beautiful thing. I can go on into the specifics of this, but for now, let's keep it at this, that I thought that there was something that was more important than my day job. However, I received next to no donations from the drawings. I did receive a couple, and I was fine with it. Then I opened my YouTube channel, and the initial idea for the YouTube channel, my main channel called Bible Illustrated, and that is why it's called the way it's called, is because I wanted to sort of have priestly sermons on individual verses I've drawn. However, it turned out very soon that people liked videos where I talked about different subjects as regards to Orthodox Christianity, or at the very least on the subjects that deal with the Orthodox view of certain secular subjects. And that is where the donations really started ranking up, and there was a actual viable possibility that I might actually make it. So if you're planning on quitting your day job, first things first lesson is make sure that you have enough income from that second job, or that you have enough of a savings that you're comfortable with leaving your day job. This is very, very important. There might be some value in, going in the darkness directly, but be aware that there might be repercussions and that you might regret it. And be sure to watch videos on people who have regretted following their passion and learn from them. Generally, it does not mean you will have to completely ditch your passion. And there is a dark side to following your passion, as I will, showcase, not as bad as some other people. So, at that moment, when I was actually considering ditching my job, and by the way, for the record, I was very unsatisfied with the day job I had at the time. I was feeling unfulfilled. I was suffering from enormous case of imposter syndrome. And maybe imposter syndrome is, do you suffer from imposter syndrome if you're objectively bad at your work? And I honestly believe that I do have a lot of talents, but I was simply, the place where I was at, those talents were utilized to a point, but generally they were going to waste when it comes to that specific station in life. And I do realize that a lot of people who intend to live of their passion do so because they do feel that their talents are getting wasted, and that is a serious issue. That is a completely valid feeling, and that's a completely valid feeling to have. To put it shortly, I was miserable, but I felt like I was on the cusp of achieving that. So now we are getting to that supernatural part. I hope you didn't wait for it too long. A friend of mine was planning to change a job himself, and one of the positions he applied to was, it paid rather well for Serbian standards. Generally worldwide, like especially in the West, I don't think that's much of a salary, but in Serbia, it was, I would say it was generous. And this is what he said: listen, let's pray about it. And if it's the Lord's will for you to quit this job, I will get this job that I applied for, and I will help you out in the coming year. By the way, now looking back, this was a foreshadowing of the impending issues. So yeah, he essentially planned to donate to me for a year, and he said, let's see how well you do. So we started praying. If you want the specifics of it, we essentially prayed the Akatist to Saint Xenia of Petersburg. Akatist is a sort of longer prayer service dedicated to Christ, the Mother of God, or one of the saints. And generally, there is a custom amongst a lot of Orthodox Christians, especially from the Slavic traditions, to read an Akatist to a certain saint for 40 days. When you really want to obtain something. And Saint Xenia, for whatever reason, she's famous for two things: for helping out people find employment, and to find a place to live. I don't know why. I've made a video on her on my main channel called Saint Xenia of Petersburg, and essentially she was a 18th century noblewoman whose husband has died during a ball, and she got extremely worried for the state of his soul. So she essentially gave away all of their wealth. She started wearing his military vest and calling herself Andrei, according to the name of her deceased husband. She claimed that she is Andrei, and that her husband, his wife has died. Now you might be saying, well, this woman is totally insane. And yeah, we have the tradition of saints whom we call the fools for Christ, people who feign insanity in order to conceal their considerable spiritual gifts. And indeed, the Lord has blessed Xenia immensely, because he gave her the gifts of wonder working, of clairvoyance. She became immensely popular in Petersburg. However, despite that, she never accepted alms. Even when she did, her sole intention was to forward them to people who were poor, generally less poor than her, because she literally had nothing. We prayed to her, and my friend got his job. However, this was at the beginning of 2022, and there were two issues. The first issue was that this was the beginning of a severely depressing period for me. I won't go into details about this period, but man, I was crying my eyes out every other day. 1 out of 10, I would not recommend this to friends, family, or my enemies. I was really in the dumps. Luckily, this wasn't any sort of a permanent mental issue. I mean, it was definitely a mental issue, but it wasn't permanent, and it resolved itself over time, thank God. However, a friend of mine from my previous workplace, he quit some 6 months before I quit. And unlike me, he didn't really want to follow his passion. He simply headed up to here with that workplace, and he simply went to become a freelance jurist. And a couple of months into this depression of mine, I told him, maybe we shouldn't have quit our stable income right before the world crumbles, as it seems, because we had COVID, then Russia attacked Ukraine. Now we have all of the things that Israel is doing in Gaza and everywhere, and simply. And this was all after the COVID pandemic. So yeah, the world took a very bad turn for the worse at the end of 2019. So I was simply, joking. However, when the issue resolved itself, the mental issue, I had to face my worst opponent. I had to face myself and my general lack of discipline. And this is something you will see everywhere in my life, in my starting with my appearance, but everywhere else. There's a reason this camera is so close to my face, but then again, this is something a lot of you probably already know. I had to face my shadowing, that is my own shadow Boyan, because again, I'm a person who does not, who lacks discipline, and struggling to get discipline is my eternal struggle. I'm doing better incrementally, but I'm not doing as well as I should and could, and so on. Because in general, I'm a lazy person, I'm the immediate gratification type of guy. All of the things that Orthodox Christianity in particular and Christianity in general really oppose to, because sin is easy, following the Lord is difficult, being productive is difficult, doom scrolling is easy. And I will make separate videos on these individual instances of my self-sabotage. So that year passes. I did some good things. I did some good things. I did not do a whole lot of good things, but thank God I did manage to make that video with Milos, how to become an Orthodox Christian. And this is something that I always say. If I died today, and if I died 50 years from now on, I would be content with the very fact that we made this video. It had, I think right now, it has over 200,000 views, and thank God for it. I'm so happy that that video is in existence. All of the other videos are, I know that people, some people find them useful and so on, and I'm thankful for that, but this video is my magnum opus, our magnum opus. I apologize. Milos was, of course, instrumental in creating that video, so I apologize. You see how that pride breaks through easily, that us forgetting other people who were the primary drivers in you making that video, because Milos was constantly pestering me with like, hey, when's the video going out? Hey, I sent you the audio file. Hey, I reviewed the scenario. Hey, he was my Navi to my Link. I'm stopping with the Zelda references, which is ironic. I never played any 3D Zelda, so I'm an old school fan. So my friend, turns off his support, which was perfectly, understandable. That was in accordance with our agreement, and our relationship was stellar as it was always. However, a friend of mine contacted me, and she said, "Hey, do you want to do this proofreading job?" And I'm like, "Yes." Again, it was the Lord. Supporting me. I was like, man, these are essentially miraculous occurrences. By the way, when I told you that story about Saint Xenia, I'm only telling you about 20%. There is a lot that I'm not sharing because this is something between that friend of mine and Saint Xenia, and just to, we never had like an experience of like a saint appearing or anything, but I will quote myself. At this moment, the atmosphere is such that if a literal physical angel appeared out of thin air, the atmosphere wouldn't change. I'm just going to say that much. So in that regard, I was like, man, the Lord is really looking out for me, because at the time when I would essentially have to find a day job, it comes, and it's a job that's much better suited for me. It's better suited for my talents. I get to work from home, which means that I don't lose time in commute. And by the way, Belgrade has been having a declining traffic quality since forever. Now it's borderline nightmarish, and it can get worse, and it will get worse. There are literally no signs of it ever improving. A lot of people, myself included, use the public transport, and we obtained literally zero new buses or trolley buses or tramways for like, I think, the last, 15 years, I think. All of the ones that we got, from my knowledge, were donations for like Japan and Switzerland, So yeah, I would lose a lot of time with all of my commute. Okay, so I'm doing that work. I'm doing Bible Illustrated and all of the related projects like the drawings, the YouTube videos, both here and on the main channel. I'm doing like the side project comic. It's literally called like that, side project comic. Check it out on Instagram if you're interested in my own personal web comic. A lot of comics dealing with the misadventures of myself and my poor guardian angel. So yeah, right now I'm in the phase of my life where I'm trying really hard, and I finally conquered myself. I've conquered one part of myself. I need to clarify that. I've never been more productive in my life. I actually really enjoy working, and honestly, I find it that sad that you could say it as a victory, but honestly, I wish I was productive in a way where I can be really productive in doing the things that I don't like, as opposed me really now liking work and doing stuff that I don't find working difficult. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. The thing is, working became easy and enjoyable, so now I have no issues doing it, meaning that I still suffer from my initial illness. I'm struggling with the things that I find difficult, which seems like, a truism. Everybody struggles with the things that they don't like, but some people still do them, and I don't. Well, at least I started liking doing things that actually, sustain me, and thank God for it. There have been a couple of additional issues that I'm struggling with, and I was the witness at his wedding, so I don't know what to call him, but again, this implies, at least in Serbian conditions, that we are very close. He said that me being so fragmented was my major issue. It means that I have tons of friends, I have tons of family, I want to watch tons of content, I want to create tons of content. The content that I create is all over the place, and I am simply like a shattered mirror. That's one of the issues, major issues. Prioritization of my content is what will cure me, That is why there have been daily uploads to this channel, because I realized that YouTube algorithm really likes daily uploads, and sadly, I hate putting it. I know that a lot of you guys prefer uploads on Bible Illustrated, but if it takes me like 3 weeks to make, for example, a video on Saint Macrina, and it gets like $3, like in the first like 3 days of me creating it, which is the same amount of money I get from making a video like this, and it takes me like, I know, half an hour. I do earn quite more per minute on this secondary channel. I hate saying it like that. That does not mean that I will upload less on the main channel. It just means that I will upload much here more because, again, this is a very low effort channel. That is why if you ever think to yourself, well, why didn't he put more effort into this video? That's precisely it. I don't want this channel to eat up Bible Illustrated, you know, because I think that Bible Illustrated is a project that showcases in the best way like the beauty of Orthodox Christianity, but also my own creativity and humor. Here, you know, it's more sporadic, and you get a better feel of who I am here, but there I have much more venues to actually express myself. My final issue, and this is again something I will make in the future videos, it will come within a week, I think. It will be called the hand gorgon, and it will deal with issues of distractions. For these previous New Year's, my primary New Year resolution is to remove distractions from my life as much as possible. One of the most effective things is simply leaving the phone outside of my hand's reach. It's such a life hack. It worked for me. If it is something that you struggle with, you know, get that phone elsewhere. When you're with people, leave it in your I don't know, jacket, everywhere else. If you absolutely have to have it, you know, put it away so you can't reach it. You can easily still snatch it, but that you do not check notifications. Notifications and likes are of the devil. So yeah, that's essentially my story. I've created something that was nearly enough to sustain me. Thanks to miraculous occurrence, a friend of mine helped me out. Then out of the left field, the Lord helped me out when that ran out. And now I'm sort of nearing to having all of my content creation to be my sole source of income. And also bear in mind, this is something that a priest friend told me. I mean, the fact that he's a priest does not really pertain to this information, but still. All of the successful artists, and I'm primarily an artist, I would say, were those who were creative, who had the artistic creativity, but who worked as accountants. And there is a channel, it's called MMMMMAT. That channel essentially describes a lot of these people. People who really struggled against all odds and with discipline and hard work managed to create something amazing and beautiful through sheer willpower, you know, and, you know, having a tunnel vision for their dream. I'm sad to say that until quite recently, my passion was not what, you know, drove me, because it was covered in all of the grime of my lack of discipline. And my heart goes out for all of those who did work hard, who gave their all and still failed. Again, something that I will reference in one of my future videos that will be named something along the lines of our talents and our purpose. This will be a spiritual video, just to be clear, for all those of you seculars who are watching this. So yeah, that's it. I hope you like this video. I really like making it. Me being the disciplined slob that I am, it sort of took me sweet time to make this, because again, I knew that this will last, well, it's nearly 25 minutes. I know that it will require some time. There will definitely be some things that I forgot to mention, but you got the main points. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope to see you in one of my future videos. If you're a non-religious or non-Christian, I still love having you guys around, even if we do not see eye to eye. So yeah, you're welcome to stay and subscribe, like, comment, and especially if you had similar sort of experiences as regards to quitting your day job and following your passion, please leave the comment below, or even better, make a video on it. And then you feel free to put it in the comment section. I do not consider it a spam. I would consider it both an honor and the more detailed elaboration on this complex topic. Bye.